morning. It's an early morning vlog this morning, Wednesday morning. What is it, 6:40? But like every good business owner, up early to get the early worm before the bird, or early bird gets the worm, something like that. Already had a chat to Andrew on track this morning. Good news with some stuff we're going to be developing. I'll just hold that for now, but soon be able to tell you what's happening there. We're trying to do some collaborations together because I don't know, we're I guess two of the more known sort of national businesses in the Y62 world. Kind of devoted our lives to these vehicles. So we're working on a project together. It's going to be good. It's something that lots of people have been asking about, and as always, it takes time, but we're getting there. As you would have seen on Insta last night and Facebook, the new rear bar is on. Still some bugs to work out. I'll show you them a bit later, but we'll get to that. But massive day today because we've got to book in a couple of cars. First thing, suspension and Avenger bar, so that's the Land Cruiser bar, like our version of the Predator bar for Land Cruisers. One of them going on today with some cool colour coding, and then it's photography day. So all the new products that we've been developing that haven't been able to hit our website yet, essentially the process is I get them in, I put them in my car, test them, fit them, like them, then I do a mass order to the supplier, and then take them into photography studio, and that's what's happening today. So I've got a trailer load of products to take into Cocoon Studio, who does all our amazing photography, get them photographed, just adds them to the website, and then you can see what we've been up to. We've been flat out the last month because I'm on this like product mission. So there's heaps that is just going to be uploaded. Not to mention getting ready for Big Red Bash. So Monday I'm heading away, and hopefully all this work, the pre-work happening now, will all happen with Jess and the website while I'm away, and by the time I come back it should be all ready to go. Alright, massive day coming. Let's get into it. Alright, Land Cruiser's booked in. It's going to get the textured Avenger bar with the colour-coded horseshoe bit at the front, which I showed on, I don't know, an Insta post a little while back. No one's ever fitted this to a car yet, so I put that little Insta post up and boom. I've got one, and there's another one coming to do that too as well. Now, packing, I'll show you this rear bar in a second. See, Sharon, I do use this as a work trailer. This is all the stuff off the photography. Got to keep loading that up this morning. But yeah, I'll give you a run through of the rear bar because I know there's heaps of people interested in it, and I'll show you what's good and what we still have to improve. Alright, so we've been sort of fitting this rear bar up in between jobs after hours and just squeezing it in essentially. So look, I've got to admit, we've just got it on to see if it fits first, and we'll get the aesthetics perfect later. Like, we just had to quickly chop the flares. I'm putting the new flares on soon anyway. But yeah, loving the look and the profile of this rear bar. Things we have to fix. So we CAD scanned this so we could have the sensors right here for the lane departure. However, they didn't move the bracket to there like they were supposed to. So that bracket has to be remade, or a sensor relocation to down here. So that's still got to happen. And this is supposed to be an aluminium part. They sent it in steel, so that has to be done again. The hinge setup, different to pretty much, what everyone else has been doing, but I reckon this is going to work very well. I guess it's like a stub axle, but we've got adjustments in it so we can move it up and down. The ladder, I had to take the bottom step off. Annoyingly, it didn't fit, and even still it's very close down here. So we might have to make either a cut here or another modification to the first step of the ladder. So that's got to happen as well. Let's go around the other side. Wheel location, very happy. I don't know if you remember our last prototype, we had the wheel much higher, and we didn't have a number plate holder and all sorts of stuff. So we've got we've made an improvement there. I like that. We've got to change the stud pattern here because the bolt didn't fit a factory Nissan bolt, so we're going to fix that. didn't come with a light holder, so I've been using a work light at night to drive home. Look at this poor old thing. That's a copter beating. That was on the recent Pyrenees trip, and I thought, oh man, I did torture it. Like, I'm not sure if it's a failure of the product because I gave it a pounding. But I ended up ordering some BFGs actually. Then Maxxis found out about my punctured tyre and they just sent me a replacement, which is that one there. So I'm lost now. Do I put the BFGs on, which I've bought and paid for, or do I just change one tyre with the Maxxis back? I must admit there's so much that has to happen between now and Big Red Bash. I've got a feeling the Maxxis will go on, and that's going to be good because the next trip coming up is Beachport and that's sand. I'd prefer an all-terrain than a mud terrain for that. So I'm going to give Maxxis another go. Back to the bar. Right, back here. This latch, very happy with the latch. Like, anyone could use this. I've got to get some sort of like an arb lock or something to put a pin through there just so it doesn't. But this is like one hand operation and closing. And closing. Got to slam it a little bit. But like, especially Sharon hated my old rear bar because it was so hard to open. This one, because it's got the little lock there, the shim at the bottom, you can basically slam it, one hand, close it, and then when I get the pin that goes through there, that'll be like just for, I don't know, extra locking. But I like the latch and I like the swing up. That's all very good. Feedback please. Is this area here too bare? Do I need to put a light there or something? I don't know. Not sure. But it looks good. And the profile, the way it comes around, I'm totally digging that as well. So that's the rear bar. Very happy with progression, but work continues. Alright, heaps of Saber stuff getting photographed today. All the packs, all the new ropes, all the new hitches, the prismatic hitches. As we set them up on set to photograph today, I'm going to go through and I'll give you a little bit of a demonstration why I've gone for each product, because I didn't get their full range, but a fair bit of it, but I cherry picked all the stuff that I think is suited to our vehicles, and it's kind of the premium. It's the really good top end recovery gear, not just like for practical use, but bloody looks good too. All right, all the jobs are set up for the day. Everyone's going to be busy. I can head off and go take some photographs. Must admit, I am enjoying this little Trailmaster pod trailer thing as a work trailer. A few people criticise me saying that's not big enough for a work trailer. It's actually like just right for what I need and secure. One of the things I really like, I'll turn this camera around and show you, like when you're looking out the back of the car with the TIL anyway, we've got the rear view mirror camera, like I can see straight through the trailer. It's awesome. That's so cool. So here we are on set at Cocoon Studio. Anita's just setting everything up over here, and I'll show you what we're going to be photographing today. So a lot of the Saber stuff, the new recovery gear that's coming in, and I'm going to go through a few of those bits as we put them out for the shot. But yes, we don't go out into the desert for doing these photo shoots. We recreate it in a studio, and it ends up looking very, very cool. All right, first up, look at it all staged up there. How good does it look? I'll show you the photo in a minute. But we are going for, and I've been watching this for a long time, actually. These, can you pick it up? These have got like this prismatic coating. Check this out. It's really, really cool. But that's not why I want it. I want it because it's aluminium. So this is light. It's not that heavy like the steel one that I have been using. And you can put a soft shackle through it. See the curve on the inside? I'm going to admit it, they're not the cheapest thing, but they're the best looking, lightest, most functional receiver hitch that I've seen. So this is the way I'm going now, and we're going to have all different colours. All right, recovery rings. Isn't it cute? These are the the small radius pulleys that we can get from Saber, and in comparison, let's put it next to the bigger one. There we go. That's so they're quite different in size. This is much bigger, and I'll put my hand next to it so you can see it. So why would you go for a bigger one? Well, when you have a winch, for example, the drum of the winch is about this size, and when you have winch rope, like this stuff over here, that has a radius that can bend at as well. And like, to be honest, I don't want anyone to buy that one. It's too small, the radius is too small. This is what you want. So we're going to be going for these blue bigger ones, but we're going to show you the red ones just as a comparison. So photo time for you. Now see the inside of the pulley, how it's got that sort of arc to it. That's to fit the winch rope to go into it, so it's a nice fit, opposed to a square edge. It's got that sort of V'd edge. A lot of thought has gone into this with the curvature on the inside of the donut as well. It's not just a round donut. So there's been tests on these recovery rings, and they do heat up and create more load than, say, your ARB pulley, but they're light, and light's good for two reasons. We don't want to carry around heavy gear in our cars because we've always got to keep them as light as possible. But also, if there is an incident in your recovery and something gives way, if there's going to be a projectile, you want the lightest projectile coming towards you and opposed to some big heavy pulley. So these weigh next to nothing, maybe, I don't know, 500 grams, I'm guessing, opposed to kilos for the steel stuff. So this is why I'm going to start to swap out to all the aluminium. In fact, everything in the whole recovery system has to be lightest weight that you can get. Essentially, I don't want any steel at all. All right, these pulleys, now we know I like them, you got to attach them to the car somehow. Now, you don't use one of these shackles. You don't use one of these shackles. Why? Because these shackles are cut abrasive. So that means they can, go on hard surfaces, and you can't cut them. They've got like a Kevlar style sheath around the outside of it, not sheath bound binding, and it's all firm. Good, but cut resistant. Now these shackles, these ones, are a different beast, and you use them in a different way. These are abrasion resistant. So they've got this sheath over the top of it, which can move like that. This is what you use for your pulleys, because that's doing work as the pulley's spinning, and it can slip on there and be abrasion resistant. So this is not cut resistant. You don't use this for, we could, but you're not supposed to use this for attaching, to other recovery points, that sort of thing. That's what we use the other ones for. All right, what's the next bit of metal steel in your recovery gear or in line? It's the winch hook. So that's the next thing to get rid of. Aluminium winch thimble. Downside is you have to splice it onto the winch rope, but once you've done that, then that's it. You've got another, I don't know, weight. I'm guessing, I don't know, a kilo out of your recovery, and got this little Saber winch thimble. All right, next we've got, so we've got the locker override kit for the patrols. This is a locker override kit for the Navaros. Does exactly the same thing. Might have to install one, eh? All right, this next thing coming up is pretty cool. This is, I guess, Saber's answer to a bridle tree trunk protector, or you could use it almost as a short tow strap. Essentially, it's a, like a winch rope, but rated to, I think, 17 tons, something like that. But with these red loops on the end, you can pass them through each other and like sort of choke it to grab onto things. Because of the thickness of it, you can use it as a tree trunk protector. And this sheath on the outside, you can actually take off and clean. I haven't seen any recovery gear that you've actually been able to like go and clean. So we'll throw that into the mix as well. Well, we're starting to get towards the end now. Just the last few products. We're starting to do the Airbag Man 11 litre tanks. And I don't know if you can see it. I've sneakily stuck a Cooper Sparkling in the background. Let's see if anyone actually sees that on the website when it goes up. So that's a wrap. That's all the new sort of products. There's heaps more, I didn't show you all of them, but that's all the new products that are coming to Dash Off-Road. And we clean up the set, put it all away in the corner until the next lot of products come through, and then we set it all up and do it all again. So that's today's vlog. I'll see you again on YouTube. Yeah.